A month after the disappearance of a Moorcroft, Wyoming man, last seen by family members at a home in Gering on July 6th, authorities still have no answers. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, it's been more than 1 month since Chance Englebert left home on foot and was last seen on surveillance video that showed him walking northbound on Gering's 10th Street a short time later. Authorities from more than a dozen agencies spent most of the following week scouring the area looking for Chance or any signs of him. Gering Police Captain Jason Rogers tells KNEB News that they still have no information on what happened to Englebert that night.
We've been getting phone calls with people having potential sightings. So far, nothing has panned out. But really, other than that, we really haven't had any phone calls that have led to any new information.
Authorities had earlier noted if Englebert is alive and returns, he's not facing any repercussions for his actions as he has not committed any crimes. Well, a 4-month-old North American porcupine has found a new home at the Riverside Discovery Center. The staff have affectionately taken to calling it Quillo. It came to the RDC from a wildlife rehabber after its mother was hit by a car when it was only a few weeks old and not quite weaned. The rehabber kept it alive but needed somewhere for it to stay for the remainder of its life after it became too bonded with people to live on its own. RDC Zoo Director Anthony Mason told KNEB News that North American porcupines are the second largest rodent on the continent and are herbivores.
Yeah, Quillo's a vegetarian. In the wild, they eat twigs, roots, berries, even leaves and grass shoots. And here at the Discovery Center, it eats broccoli, sweet potato, other types of vegetables. We give it lots of branches and leaves as well. And right now seems to be chewing on my shirt a little bit.
Despite popular myths, it does not shoot quills out of their body. Instead, quills detach easily when a predator pushes into the body of the porcupine. Mason says you can come visit Quillo, the porcupine, in person 7 days a week, or actually follow its story on Instagram at RDC_Quillo. Well, straight ahead, Bill Boyer's in with your weekend weather forecast. Stick around. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Bye, Mom. Have fun.
Maybe next weekend.
Don't put off till next weekend what you can enjoy doing today. With the affordable John Deere 3E series, you can handle any job on your property and turn that chore list from to-do to done.
Looks like we had nothing to worry about.
Nothing runs like a Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Okay, nobody get it! Change the sandwiches! We trained for this!
These aren't your average squirt some sauce on them and call them barbecue sandwiches. The bacon is hand sprinkled with brown sugar, and the sauce is made with Kentucky bourbon aged in charred oak barrels, and the meats are perfectly smoked.
Oh no!
Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Mainly clear skies as we go through the early evening hours tonight. Sunshine abound, lows falling off into the upper 50s and low 60s as we start tomorrow. Start to see a few more clouds as we go into the day tomorrow, but not much to worry about tonight. In fact, our weather headlines are going to be pretty calm out there for tonight. Thunderstorm chances very minimal tomorrow. Although slightly better than today, then Sunday looks like we're going to have an active day that we're going to have to pay attention to. 86 yesterday for a high, just about normal for this time of year. We added one more 100th in the rain gauge slowly this month, adding up to the 2,500s that we have out there so far, but it's taken us 8 days to collect that. We have some active weather to talk about as we get to Sunday. In the meantime, let's go to the baseball field. Oregon Trail Park Stadium Saturday, the Pioneers at home for some playoff baseball. You're maybe the last chance to see the Pioneers in action. If not, Sunday will be the last chance for you to see the Pioneers in action as they wrap up their 3-game series for the championship. 83 with partly cloudy skies for first pitch. Stars will be out, partly cloudy skies by the 7th inning. Temps falling into the upper 70s. It does look like we may have just a very slight chance of a thunderstorm, but albeit it's going to be pretty small. But we want to at least alert you to at least there's a chance of that going on as well. 85 in Hayes, mid and upper 80s here in western Nebraska, a little cooler in the east. 79 over in Rock Springs. Our area has temperatures in the upper 80s, a few low 90s sneaking in here. Chadron at 93. Winds have been out of the south or the southwest and then back to the northwest behind a little bit of a disturbance here. Otherwise, they've been up in that 5 to 15 mile an hour range, so making it at least seem somewhat breezy at times. Enhanced risk of severe weather just off to our north. Tornado watches are already out here in southern portions of South Dakota. Our area, we're going to be dealing with a marginal risk of severe storms for a few areas. Notice there's a large area of no thunderstorm activity. A little bit of drier air has worked into the region, and that's going to shunt some of our thunderstorm development. Isolated, and I mean very isolated chance of a storm this evening. Now tomorrow we have a slightly better chance. It's still going to be pretty small. A marginal risk of severe storms out for most of our area, but take a look at Sunday here. We've already activated a slight risk of severe storms, so that's the second category. You have just general thunderstorms, a marginal risk, which it seems like we've been in several days in a row now. Already a slight risk, and this is 3 days out. So the Storm Prediction Center feeling a little more confident we could be seeing a large swath of severe thunderstorms Sunday. Again, keep an eye on it. Hail, damaging winds, heavy rain would be the primary severe weather threats. We'll update that as we go through the next couple of days. Tonight, we're going to have just an isolated, I mean very isolated thunderstorm move across the region. Low temperatures are going to fall down into the upper 50s to low 60s with very little activity going on tonight. Nothing really doing out here across most of the high plains. Tomorrow then, we're going to start the day partly to mostly cloudy. We'll clear off a little bit as we go through the afternoon hours. But we're going to see a fair amount of clouds and a very isolated, again, isolated chance of a thunderstorm. That pushes off into central Nebraska, and we're going to be dealing with clearing skies, some more rain just off to our south and east again late tomorrow night. Highs tomorrow are going to be all over the map, primarily in the low to mid 80s for the southern portions of our areas. Upper 80s to near 90 for the central, and some low 90s sneaking in here across the northern portions of the area. Rainfall, it's going to be very hit or miss. If you get under some heavier showers, you could certainly get a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of rain. A lot of us are going to be rain-free through Saturday night. Now, Sunday, things start to change. We'll put our extended outlook in motion by noontime Sunday. We start to see showers develop, maybe moderate to heavy showers at times as we go through Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Then by Sunday night, we push stuff off to the east, and by early Monday, that's well away from our area and well out, and we're going to dry out again on Monday, and it looks even drier towards the end of next week. Tonight, mainly clear, a very, very small chance of a thunderstorm, lows down around 61. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies when we average it out, probably more clouds than sun at times. 89 your high, and again, just a stray thunderstorm possible. Our 7-day forecast has sunshine in it after we get through Sunday. Sunday has a good chance of some severe storms in the area, highs in the lower 80s, upper 80s Monday and Tuesday with a slight chance of some showers. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, we warm into the low to mid 90s, and we bring sunshine in with very little, if any, chance of precip. Things looking really pretty good there for that 5-6 day stretch of the U.S. National Hot Air Balloon Championships, which get underway this weekend and really start Monday through Saturday of next week.
Name one other restaurant that makes their barbecue with brown sugar bacon and sauce with Kentucky bourbon that's been aged in charred oak barrels. Charred oak barrels, people. And we have a drive-thru. Arby's, we have the meats.
U.S. National Hot Air Balloon Championship lands in western Nebraska. Starting August 12th, there will be 50 balloons coloring the sky. Then on the 16th and 17th, 30 Old West Balloon Fest pilots take flight. Can't make it to the morning launches? Enjoy one of 2 night glow options. August 15th at WNCC or the 17th at Five Rocks Amphitheater. There will be a kids' education zone and tethered rides for kids 12 and under. The morning launches at Mitchell Airfield. To learn more about the national competition and the Old West Balloon Fest, visit theoldwestballoonfest.com.
Welcome back. Western Nebraska Regional Airport on Thursday hit the required annual 10,000 boarding number to become eligible for $1 million in federal funding for qualified airport projects. SkyWest, operating as United Express, made its first flight on January 30th of 2018. Since that time, airport manager Raul Aguayo says that passengers have shown confidence in the airline and the airport and has returned flying out of Scottsbluff. Prior to SkyWest taking over the route, the airport struggled to hit those numbers. Penn Air had problems with pilot shortages, which led to frequent canceled flights and stranding passengers. The airport had to receive waivers because it was unable to meet the required boarding numbers. Well, it was a busy day for area farmers, but they weren't necessarily tending to their crops on Thursday. The annual Farmers' Day Off golf tournament was held at the Monument Shadows Golf Course in Gering, and it was a hot day out there, but area farmers seemed to enjoy the heat on the links rather than in the field. Organizers and participants alike say that this is a great event and a nice way to give back to our local producers.
It's just a fun day to come out to golf and get away from all the farming and the stresses that we've been up against. I farm and ranch up by Hay Springs, and we run cattle, corn, dry beans, alfalfa.
You know, we usually cook and feed 400, 450. We usually have 175 to 190 golfers, so it's just a good day off for them all.
Stricker says attendance was slightly down this year, but given the situation of the Fort Laramie Canal break, he's not surprised that golfing wasn't everybody's focus. And U.S. Forest Service icon Smokey Bear turned 75 today, and the Hudson-Mang Bison Bonebed Education and Research Center northwest of Crawford is hosting several special events to mark the occasion. Among those are a 2-day birthday party celebration that runs today and tomorrow, with Saturday activities running from 11 to 3, including cake and visits by Smokey at 1. Additionally, Hudson-Mang is the latest stop of a national tour of Smokey Bear portraits by artist Rudy Windelin. He's the man behind the most popular portraits of the fire prevention icon. Hudson-Mang director Ryan Means says he and his staff are honored to host the tour and thrilled and excited to have it on Smokey's actual birthday. Well, straight ahead, Bryce and Alex in with your Friday 5. We'll have that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
KNEB presents country music rising star Dylan Scott. Friday, August 16th at the historic Midwest Theater in Scottsbluff. Presented by Allo Communications and Viera Wireless. Tickets are on sale now at the Midwest Theater box office, by phone at 632-4311 or at midwesttheater.com. Dylan Scott, August 16th at the historic Midwest Theater in Scottsbluff with KNEB.
Are you ready to join the celebration? Then what are you waiting for? Switch to Viero today and find out exactly why we're better. More towers than the competition, convenient stores in your neighborhood, friendly, helpful customer service, and top phones at excellent values, such as the iPhone XR for free. That's right, get a free iPhone XR when you purchase any other iPhone of equal or greater value. Viero Wireless, your better choice for wireless service.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
For the card-carrying fan, get your Husker Visa debit card so you can take the game with you. Free with First Free Checking.
This is KNEB TV Ag News from the First National Bank Ag Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
Over 80 miles per hour wind gusts wreak havoc.
Could Secretary Sonny Perdue pass for a professional pancake flipper?
And are gluten-free foods really gluten-free?
We have all of those stories in this weekly recap of agriculture news.
Welcome to Friday 5, which is presented by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Number 5, a thunderstorm that moved through central Nebraska early Wednesday morning left about 10,000 people in Grand Island alone without electricity.
These are a few photos that farmers shared with us from the area with captions like, "The White Combine strikes again."
The National Weather Service said wind gusts of 87 miles an hour were reported early that morning.
Now on to a more lighthearted story. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue put his culinary skills to the test this week at Farm Fest in Minnesota. He was flipping and tossing a handful of pancakes.
Perdue helped with the Minnesota Farm Bureau pancake feed, and he was also part of a listening session.
During the session, Perdue told Midwest farmers that he is confident that they'll regain the markets that they've lost during the Trump administration's trade war with China. Farmers also expressed their need for Congress to approve the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement.
In Act number 3, the Goshen Irrigation District says progress on the repairs to the damaged canal and tunnel in Wyoming is moving ahead as expected, but still with many unknowns of the intertunnel damage and its stability.
Workers have secured the structure inside the tunnel to about 625 feet from the entrance, but they've encountered dirt and debris from the first and smallest collapse. Right now, crews are walling up the tunnel to prevent any cave-ins or dirt collapses.
More than 100,000 acres of crops are impacted by this canal collapse, and both state governors have declared emergency declarations.
Number 3 on the countdown, although winding down, you have until next Thursday, August 15th to donate to the Nebraska Farm Bureau Disaster Relief Fund.
Farm Bureau President Steve Nelson said that nearly $3.3 million has been raised, and 90% of the funds have been distributed to Nebraska farmers, ranchers, and rural communities suffering from the floods.
Executive Director of the Nebraska Farm Bureau Foundation, Megan Schaefer, said the remaining amount will all be dispersed by September 30th.
You can donate to the Kearney Area Community Foundation to help those affected by recent flooding in central Nebraska.
And finally this week, gluten-free foods, well, they're not always gluten-free. Where Food Comes From Inc. said that 32% of gluten-free labeled foods surveyed in restaurants contain gluten.
What a deal. Recent research found that the worst offenders were pizza and pasta, with gluten discovered in 53% of pizza samples and 51% of pasta samples.
Where Food Comes From Inc. said they expect the gluten-free market to explode and double by year 2025.
That wraps up this edition of Friday 5, which is presented by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Have a great and safe weekend.
This is Mike. Mike likes his car. Mike likes to save money. And Mike likes to breathe. So Mike fills up with E15 with 15% American ethanol. The clean octane in E15 gives Mike the performance he wants from his engine and the clean air he wants for his family. Better yet, E15 costs less at the pump. Higher octane, cleaner air, lower cost. E15 sure gives Mike a lot to like. Discover E15 with American ethanol.
You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for two. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
On April 15, 1924, West Nebraska Methodist Episcopal Hospital, the region's first modern hospital, opened in downtown Scottsbluff. The goal was to provide the care residents needed close to home, and it's never changed. For 95 years, we've continued to provide exceptional health care for generations of families throughout our region as a community hospital, a regional referral center, and a Level 2 trauma center. Thank you for trusting your health care to Regional West Medical Center.
Why do we work all hours of the night? Head towards challenges instead of turning away, and work together to solve the toughest problems so you can enjoy the little things and all the big moments life has to offer. Tri-State and our family of electric cooperatives. Brighter, stronger, better together.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leave Heads.
The growth and prosperity of our community is dependent on the reinvestment of local dollars into our local economy. When you open a high-interest savings account at Platte Valley Bank, we turn around and loan your money back to our community for new construction, business expansion, home loans, in backing agriculture, and much more. Come save with us at Platte Valley Bank and know that you are doing business with a local bank with local decisions that reinvests your money here in our community.
And finally tonight, Thursday evening's dinner time fundraising effort in Gering for producers impacted by the failure of the Fort Laramie Canal was a big success. Grilling for growers at the Fresh Foods parking lot served over 1,000 people with a burger, brat, chips, and drinks. And Carrie Dishman with Fresh Foods tells KNB News it was an amazing turnout for an idea that literally came together in just under 1 week.
One of our customers was saying, wouldn't it be great if we did a barbecue out in your parking lot for the farmers? And I was like, yeah, that's a really great idea. And so we threw out some flyers out there. We had a volunteer who took flyers up and down the street. And people just called and said, hey, we want to help out. We want to donate. We want to be part of this.
Dishman says the event was so popular, staff literally had to start making burger patties in store to keep up with the demand for the $5 meals. When all was said and done, between meals, raffle, and donations, they brought in more than $12,000 for the Fort Laramie Canal Disaster Relief Fund set up by the Oregon Trail Community Foundation. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.